Welcome to the Best TV podcast. This is a special edition I'm going to do today for my people in Washington Heights. I got a lot of people coming from the States. I got some family in Philadelphia, Jose Angel and Jennifer, Chadwin and his family. I got people in Boston, Miami. I got my son, my oldest son, Ramses, in Orlando. In Lawrence, I got Renzi Design, which is a friend I met after my interview with Colombia Alcantara. He be working with Adonis, DJ Adonis. Adonis! He told me he be doing his designs and doing some promotions for him. And I got people in Austin, Texas. I don't know who's out there. In Cleveland, I know I got Guido and Maddie, which are friends from way back. I got people in Atlanta, and I got people in Baltimore. So for y'all, I'm going to do this podcast in English for the first time because looking at the fan base of the Best TV podcast, I noticed that most of the views that I get them from Santo Domingo, which is the capital from down here in Dominican Republic. And second, the rest come from the States. And I was like, whoa. So I broke it down, and, YouTube lets you know from which city you're getting views. And I said, let me do a podcast in English for the subscribers that know me or are watching some of the videos I post up. And the reason I'm doing it in English is because the subject I'm about to touch, here is very conservative. You know how we refer to our family members and our people from down here when we're in the States, especially when they just get there, we call them Hicks. So down here, they don't see themselves as Hicks. They see themselves as Puritans, if you might call it a name that might suit the description. And a homeboy of mine's, we got this WhatsApp group called Triple OGs, which is made up of ex-cons that, mainly retire from the streets, living their life with their families. Some got businesses down here, and they just don't fuck around no more. And, we be sharing videos, memes, phrases, good mornings, what's up, and we be putting ourselves up to date because some of these triple OGs live in the States. We got homeboy Teddy out in Miami. We got Spanky, which is a OG from the Playboys from back in the days. He lives, I think, in South Carolina or something like that. Guido lives in Cleveland. Others, they stay in New York. But we got Psych living out there in Pennsylvania. And, these are some of the people that be sending us pictures and stuff like that from the States, keeping our minds and our eyes, filled with love for our past, for the things we enjoyed. And the other day, my homeboy Black from 173rd, OG2, now working, taking care of his daughter. He a doorman now, but he making more money as a doorman in one of them luxury apartments downtown than he did when he was hustling in the streets. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we did things back in the days for ignorance, because there was jobs out there that, paid more than what some scramblers were getting out on the corner. But that's not the point. He sends me a video of Madonna recording a video shoot with this up and coming Dominican artist, Tokischa, which is not very well viewed down here in the Dominican Republic for moral issues. But you know, we from New York, we don't see things different. I mean, we see things different than what people see them down here. So he tells me, I got there too late. They were already leaving when I got there, but I took this little 1 minute video, of the people that were around the video shoot. And the video shoot came out yesterday. I noticed a day ago of Hung Up, which is an old song from Madonna that we enjoyed back in the days. And they mixed it with a dembow with Tokischa, which is mainly the one that does the whole song, and Madonna just does the choir. But I noticed on the video that they got Rader Ortiz, funny guy from Instagram. I noticed he was on the video as a bodega man. I was like, oh, they got the Dominicans. And one of the dancers with Tokischa was this gay kid that comes to Alofoque. I think they hate that boy. Something like that. But he out there in the States too. He Dominican. So I was like, yo, Dominicans are shining out there. And the day before yesterday, I would say 3 days ago, I'm going through YouTube and I find a video of Angie Martinez. Y'all know who Angie Martinez is. Old school radio celebrity, radio host, interviewing Tokischa. And I started watching it for a couple of minutes, but I noticed she was more interested in finding out if Tokischa and Madonna had some sort of relationship or anything like that. And I was like, I let it go after a few minutes. But today, this morning, I'm going through YouTube Explorer, and I see another video. This time, this video, what caught my attention was that she was gonna be interviewed on Hot 97. Y'all know what time it is with Hot 97, people from New York. And she was being interviewed in this talk radio, Ebro, in the morning. And I actually said, yo, homegirl is being interviewed by Angie Martinez on 105.1. What's the name of that radio station? Power 105.1. Y'all know what time it is. If you're from New York, you'll know what time it is. And on the other one is Hot 97. That's been around for the longest. And I said, let me see, what they are asking our up and coming Dominican artist. They actually had a very respectful interview because people from New York don't see Tokischa the way people from Dominican Republic see Tokischa. Over here, you're gonna get people trying to act all moral, saying she doesn't represent me. She doesn't represent Dominicans. The other day, she threw the first pitch, I think at a Mex game, and there was this sports reporter, news girl talking all this jazz about that was, disrespect or whatever. And they asked them, but what about when Bad Bunny did it? And she said, well, that's up to the Puerto Ricans to talk about that. I talk about Tokischa because Tokischa, come on, you was probably jealous because they probably never asked you to throw the first pitch at a Max game in New York. So anyway, I let that go because that girl don't represent nothing right now for nobody. She's just Instagram. I think she went out with Dr. Nastra or she be on Dr. Nastra's jock and whatever. So I hear the interview and I was like, yo, this little Dominican girl came from the hood, way poor, probably eating coconut cookies in the barrio, did some sugar baby things for a while. Then she found out, that she could make money through OnlyFans. And she said it, I'm a little slut. And I was like, whoa. And when she mentioned how she was trying to express herself and how they view her and how she became so famous, I was like, the very moral people that are trying to put her down made her famous. Because she said, I did this video shoot in the Dominican Republic about school, the corruption of the system and the kids at school. And the system of education down here got all mad about it. And they made an uproar. So I went from having a fan base locally to nationally. Then she did a video with J Balvin, which was actually her creativity. But J Balvin people had the video pulled down because of some racial issue of Balvin, which seems to look like a white man walking two black Dominican girls with leashes as, acting as dogs. So, there was a big ruckus behind that. And I said, where else are they interviewing this chick? Because while we're down here, us Hicks, talking about she doesn't represent me, the United States is up in a roar about this girl from the ghetto making it big time. We're not talking about Santiago. We're not talking about Santo Domingo. We're talking about the capital of the world, New York City, homie. And this little girl is breaking all those taboos. And I'm going to say she doesn't represent me? Of course she represents me. Why? Because I also come from the hood. I was raised in New York. I was, into gangs. And the people that know me know what time it is. Over there, they didn't know me as Mike Santos. Over there, I was known as Mike the Dome or Mike Lolo. And y'all know what happened behind all that lifestyle that I led in the 80s and the 90s. I'm an ex-con. I can't hide that. People make money out of interviewing me about my past. And they got almost 500,000 views of me saying that I was an ex-con or that I'm an ex-con that I was into dealing, that I was into drugs, that I was into the streets, because that was the culture where we grew up in. Our parents had to work from day till night and then come at night to cook for us. And we was out there in the streets breaking arms and doing whatever we had to do to put them sneakers on, to put those Adidas on. You don't know what time it is. So when I see this little girl, she's a kid. I don't think, she's probably 20 now or something like that. Doing what she's doing, recording a remix with Madonna from my era, a girl that I used to see at the fun house, going out with Jelly Bean Benitez back in the days. The Material Girl that we used to rock to at the parties and at the discos. I mean, it's not the same Madonna now, let me tell you, because I saw Madonna at the video. She looks a little bit like Morticia from the Addams Family. But that's okay. She's an icon, and you can't hide that. And she's putting this little kid at a global recognition level, because this is Madonna. We're not talking about Mommy Jordan from down here that was in prison and just came out for talking bullshit on Instagram. We're talking about Madonna, a global icon. I don't even know if she still lives in England out there. If she could live forever, man, because we know, you know, and I know Madonna got money. She did this. And I was like, whoa. So I started looking, where else is she being, interviewed? Hot 97. Y'all know what time it is, you people from New York. And anywhere else that I mentioned, people from Boston, my people at Lawrence, Atlanta, Baltimore. I was like, who do I know at Baltimore? I remember a friend of mine from back in the days, he got a dark history that he called me from there about 11 years ago. Yo, Mike, I came home. I said, like, where you at? He said, I'm at Baltimore. So I'm going to leave it at that. So who knows? I don't know who's watching my videos at Baltimore. But what's up? It's me, Mike the Dome. Yo, this is crazy. Because then I keep looking, and then I find that she did a presentation with Ozuna in Good Morning America. You know Good Morning America is from coast to coast in the United States. And she was singing that song with Ozuna, I think, Iguales. Be coming out at all the commercials when you're watching videos at YouTube. And then I keep looking, and I find another exclusive interview in Despierta America, which is like Good Morning America in Spanish for the Mexican people. Yo, the little girl with the dirty mouth, with the disrespect to the church, with the disrespect to the moral society, is making headline news in New York City, the capital of the world. And she's Dominican. You know why I say that? Because we had to fight our way back in the 70s in order to get respect as Dominicans. I remember all the bullying that we had back in the days, because there was a few of us, and we had to fight our way into earning some respect. I remember when I was 15, 1980, a girlfriend of mine, Puerto Rican, she said, don't let my mother know that you're Dominican, because she hates Dominican. I was only 15. You know what I did? I went to Goldie's on 181st and Audubon, and I had my man Tyrone from back in the days, lived in the bridge apartments. I said, yo, get me a sweatshirt, royal blue sweatshirt, and put Mike in the front, and in the back, put Dominican. And homeboy Tyrone said, he just came home. I see him in a picture with my man Hector.
You get out of bed with a whole wife, you come to the streets, you gotta be smoking something like this, man.
No question.
Hector Bustamante. He's the father of this girl. She be on Instagram. She's fabulous baby mama. She got like 3 kids with Fabulous, the rapper. And she's a celebrity. She even looks like Cardi B. I forget her name right now. I know it ends with B for Bustamante, her last name. And I asked them, put that in Chinese letters. I still got a picture of me, all smoked up. And you could see the name Mike in the back. I told him to put Dominican. He said, nah, that's too long. You got to put the Dome, short for Dominican. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. The name stuck. Here I am, 40 decades later, man, and they still call me Mike the Dome. I didn't use it, but people know me by that name, Mike the Dome. And believe it or not, Dominicans got their respect. Not only that they got their respect, they took all over Washington Heights. And any other culture that lives in Washington Heights just got mixed up over there. Washington Heights, we don't even call ourselves Dominicans or Cubans or Puerto Rican or Colombian or Ecuadorian or whatever. We just from the hood, and we speak the language from the hood, and we know each other, and we have friends. I remember, when we hung out, there was Jamaicans, Colombians, Cubans. We just named ourselves Cubita. You know what I'm saying? And we just lived in the neighborhood, man. We wasn't out there. Que yo soy capitaleño, that I'm cibaeño. No. We from the hood. And right now, those same people, Dominicans, Colombians, Puerto Rican, they just sent me a whole bunch of pictures that they had a get-together at Van Cortlandt. And they called me. They said, yo, Mike, man, we want to do something like this in Dominican Republic, maybe in Cabarete, Puerto Plata, at a beach, have a get-together with all our triple OGs, all our, ladies from back in the days, and just have some fun in the Dominican Republic. We're looking at making this happen for next year. I seen a whole bunch of people from back in the days that used to be dancing in video shoots. My girl Wally, Sabrina, Alexandra, Gia, the girls that were our teens when we was out there breaking necks. Much love to you girls, man, because I know how it is. And I just wanted to make this video for all the people that, support this channel. This is something I'm doing because you know how I got down here to this country. So I'm making the best I can out of my life down here. I went to school and became a broadcaster. I had, radio program, TV program, but then I got this little job at Haiti. I made some money, I opened up my pizza shop. And then I said, well, since I'm a broadcaster and YouTube was in, let me buy me a camera and some getup and start doing some podcast. Podcasting is, my lifestyle now. I enjoy this. So I wanted to do this video for you guys to say thanks for watching my videos. I did it in English because I know maybe that the people that speak English down here will understand what I'm trying to say about this little girl, up-and-coming artist, Tokischa. Video just came out with Madonna, a remix from one of Madonna's greatest hits from back in the days, Hung Up. Who would have known? Hey, yo, I'm gonna do this New York style. I'm gonna ask you, to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Put some comments down there. Hit the like button. Share with, the people that you know that you think might know me. So the algorithm from YouTube could keep spreading my videos out there at the YouTube stratosphere. Like I always say in Spanish, but I'm gonna say it New York style. I'm Mike the Dome, from Santiago, Dominican Republic, to the world. Peace.